Iraq faces a difficult decision. The channel has learned that Israel is talking about a retaliation that includes Iraq. Iraq can either comply with U.S. and Israeli demands or resist and risk being drawn into a full-scale regional war, one that could threaten the country's stability, security, and our IQD investment. This is a difficult situation for the U.S. because there are U.S. troops now stationed in Iraq. On March 21, the Lebanese newspaper Al-Akhbar reported a serious escalation in tensions. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth called Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, demanding that he dismantle the Shiite armed factions known as the Islamic Resistance in Iraq. According to the report, this demand is a top priority for President Donald Trump's administration, which sees these factions as a direct threat to U.S. interests in the region. Over the past 18 months, these groups have launched drone and rocket attacks on Israeli targets in response to Israel's ongoing military actions in Gaza. While the Iraqi government told the U.S. that it is trying to resolve the issue through dialogue, Washington is pushing for immediate and decisive action to eliminate these groups.
At the same time, Israel has made direct threats against Iraq. Iraqi Foreign Minister Fuad Hussein revealed that Baghdad received warnings from Israel, stating that Iraqi territory could be targeted. This came as Israel ended a ceasefire in Gaza and killed over 700 Palestinians in a single day.
In response, Iraq has been using diplomatic channels to avoid being drawn into a military confrontation with Israel, despite heavy pressure. Some Iraqi officials believe the U.S. is using these tensions as an excuse to pressure Iraq. Iraqi MP Mohammed accused the U.S. of blackmailing Baghdad while allowing Israel to threaten Iraq without any consequences.
Meanwhile, Iran has stepped into the situation. The commander of Iran's Quds force, Esmail Khani, made a surprise visit to Baghdad, meeting with leaders of the Coordination Framework, the Popular Mobilization Forces, and resistance factions. He delivered a strong message from Tehran, stating that if Israel attacks Iraq, Iran will respond directly.
As pressure mounts, Shiite leader Muqtada al-Sadr has made his stance clear. Sheikh Tassin al-Hamadawi, a leader in al-Sadr's armed group Saraya al-Salam, announced that they had received strict orders to avoid carrying weapons inside or outside Iraq. He emphasized that any response to external threats should be decided by religious authorities. Muqtada al-Sadr also condemned Israel's actions in Gaza and criticized the international community for its silence. He warned that if the world continues to ignore these attacks, Zionist influence could eventually reach Iraq's borders. As the channel already reported, the United States has also issued a direct warning to Iraq regarding its ties to Yemen. According to Shafaq news agency, Secretary of Defense Hegseth told Prime Minister al-Sudani that if Iraqi resistance factions support Yemen's Ansar Allah, also known as the Houthis, the United States will take military action inside Iraq. This warning came after Yemeni forces attacked the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman twice in 24 hours. Yemen launched the attacks in response to U.S.-British airstrikes that killed 51 people and injured 100 in Yemen. Despite U.S. warnings, Yemeni forces continue to resist. They have targeted Israel-linked ships in the Red Sea and launched drone attacks on Israeli sites as retaliation for the violence in Gaza. These actions raise concerns that Iraq could soon find itself in the middle of a much larger regional conflict. The channel will keep you updated. Subscribe if you have not already done so. All news is verifiable.